Kwab, for my money, that was game of the year.
That was amazing.
Give it up.
Give it up. We got fuck. I give it up.
Even if you're
You
driving.
can't be driving. You watching the game. Stop driving and watching the
Even if
game.
you're driving, give it up for that game. Clap your hands, everybody.
Oh,
what an
man.
NBA basketball game we
That's
just saw.
amazing.
Unbelievable. The Spurs, statement victory. Not saying they're better than the Thunder, but a statement. We can play with y'all. That's what that was today. Let's get to the box score. The San Antonio Spurs defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder 111-109. They advance to the NBA Cup final to face New York Knicks. Victor Wembanyama, 22 points, 9 rebounds, a plus 21 in 22 minutes, which is insane. De'Aaron Fox, 22-4. Devin Vassell, 23-5. For the Thunder, SGA had 29 points. Chet, 17-7. J-Dub, 17-7 as well. They fall to 24-2. What a game. What a fantastic game that felt like it didn't really get started until Victor Wembanyama checked into the second quarter.
Yep.
Also, shout out to Mitch, head coach, saving Wembanyama. You know he's on a minute restriction, so you don't play him in the first quarter, and you save those 22 minutes for the second, third, and fourth quarter. My group chat was going off. I'm like, I guarantee you this is what's happening. He wants Victor Wembanyama as much as possible for the second half. I was correct. Pat on the back for myself. But overall, man, just a fantastic game. Wemby's going to get a lot of credit, and he should get a lot of credit for turning this game around. But also, for me personally, it was the defense in the third quarter, particularly. De'Aaron Fox was the best player on the court for a large portion of this game as well. Devin Vassell hitting huge shots when no other Spurs were really hitting anything, hitting timely threes as well, hitting mid-range jumpers. I thought Devin Vassell had his best game of the year. Overall, just from the San Antonio Spurs, when Wemby checked in, it did change the game. It looked like it changed the mindset.
Yes.
And Wemby was good today, but he was also very sloppy. He needed his teammates, and his teammates showed up big, especially defensively. This team turned the Oklahoma City Thunder over just about the same rate that they were turned over, and you know that's how Thunder win games. They will turn you over and outscore you on the fast break, outscore you on the turnover battle, plus 20 sometimes. That's how they get away from you. This Thunder team is a good offensive team in the half court, but they're not great. And today, the San Antonio Spurs defense stepped up. It was a fantastic game to watch. And for me personally, as a Knicks fan, I'm petrified of seeing Wemby, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, but yeah, I agree with you with that. When the game felt like the game didn't fully start until Wemby checked in the game. I think we were all waiting for Wemby to check in the game.
Yeah.
I had a similar conversation in one of my other group chats when somebody was like, "Oh, how come he's not playing?" I'm like, "He's being saved because of minutes restriction." The
Yeah.
only other time I saw that, I remember when Steve Nash did that with Kevin Durant. It was like the first time Kevin Durant had to come off the bench. And it was like he was on minutes restriction, but you wanted him to play the fourth quarter. You want him to play the most impactful minutes.
Yeah.
And Wemby did that. Like in the minutes he was in, even when he was turning the ball over, you just felt that there was a shift from the Spurs team. It felt like you said, it felt like they had more of a belief in themselves. I don't want to just give so much credit to that, but the way the game started, it felt like we were going to be heading towards another dam. Like the Thunder were just running away with it. Looked like they were running away with it. Mitch called a timeout. They kind of just got it together a little bit. But when Wemby checked in the game, it felt like, okay, now this feels like more like a game. This feels more like the game we were anticipating. And great game, man. It was a great game. You saw the Spurs defense ratchet up, and not just the rim protection that's provided when you have a big like Wemby. It was the perimeter defense. Even in the fourth quarter, they were showing to Shai, trying to keep him from the mid range, forcing long shots. It felt like the Thunder were over dribbling a lot in that third quarter too, and even in the fourth, and they weren't moving the ball as quickly as they were in the first quarter when they had the lead. And the Spurs, like, it just battled throughout the course of this game. And like you said, it's not when you say it's a statement game, it shows that they have belief in themselves. Like, oh, they can hang with this team that's only has 2 losses now. Like they feel like, hey, we can match up with this team, man. And being able to play as well as they did when Wemby's playing limited minutes, coming off this long injury, it's great. And even so, like Dylan Harper didn't have the best game.
Yeah, but he was aggressive.
Yes, but his
Yeah.
aggression was important. Like,
Yeah.
but you have like we've talked about this before. The Spurs have a plethora of talent on
Yeah.
this team in terms of their guards and their bigs. And today it was Vassell hitting big shots. It was Castle having a bunch of crazy takes. There were so
Which
many layups and shots in this game. I was like, yo, what the
that
heck? What?
361 was wild. Also, shout out to Mitch for taking him out early because he was in the first 3-4 minutes of the game, he was out of control.
Wallet.
Like
Wallet.
yeah, he was wilding out. And
Wow.
Mitch took him out early, put him back in the first quarter again. I don't think that's the regular rotation.
Yeah.
But when he came back in, then he was fine. So
It was fine, yeah. But he was you good, like, yeah, you good call on that. He was wilding, but you see how much, I mean, you got 20 points from Fox, Vassell, Castle, and Wemby, and if some of Harper's shots fell, it would have been another 20 point from him. Like this Spurs team is talented, man.
Yeah.
Is talented, and we always make the point about how deep the Thunder team is, and it felt like the Spurs team could match that.
Yeah, it did. And, they outscored the Thunder 16-6 second chance points.
Mhm.
That was also huge. You're limiting the Thunder, for second opportunities. They were outscored 23-16 fast break points. But to me, again, like the fast breaks that the Spurs got felt more impactful, especially
Yeah.
ones that came in the third quarter when the Spurs kind of took control of the game. When I felt like, oh, they actually could win this thing, was really in the third quarter when they went on that run there. I thought the Aaron Fox was fantastic today. I know he scored the ball more during this year or whatever. 22 points doesn't seem like a game where you like praise a guy, but there were times I was watching this game like, oh, De'Aaron Fox is the best player on the floor right now, and he's so freaking fast. He's so fast.
Yeah.
It was a game where, in the half court, you saw the Thunder struggle a little bit. Spurs were playing drop coverage, but drop coverage is really hard because you have to. The guy who's trailing has to put enough pressure on the back end, and the guy who's dropping is dropping, but he's also playing like this in-between game with you where it's like, I got to contest, play the pass, and they played it really well. They forced, especially J-Dub, in some uncomfortable mid-range jumpers that he missed, just really good defense. And if they got into the paint too deep, they were stripping the basketball from them and running the other way. I just thought like mostly this game changed. Yes, obviously when Wemby came in, he gave a huge spark, but the defense in the third quarter was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Actually really weird to see the Thunder on, the opposite side of that. We're so used to seeing the Thunder take the ball from you, go the other way and score, which they did today, by the way. It wasn't like the Thunder didn't do that either. There was some fantastic plays today by Caruso. Lou Dort had an unbelievable block against Wemby. I mean, that's what made this game so great. It was because it wasn't one-sided. There was plays being made defensively, offensively by both teams. It was just a fantastic game to watch. And, for me, as somebody who's been having a lot of conversations with my friends about how good the Thunder are, I have some friends in the group chat and a couple of group chats that don't believe in this Thunder team, and I've been sticking up for this Thunder team. Like, no, this team is like historically good.
Yeah.
They feel vindicated today. In my head, I'm like, yeah, you're going to lose a couple games, right? You're
gonna happen.
going to lose games. Yeah, you're going to lose a game to a Western Conference opponent who might be a contender this year. I don't think there's any shame in losing this game, but it's also like, if you're a Spurs fan, hell yeah, pat yourself on the back. Best win of the year by any team. This was the best game of the year by far, in my opinion, considering the stakes and the two teams that were at play. So it was just, as an NBA fan, I thought both teams played well. The Thunder did not shoot well from three. That's one thing about them. If you get them in the half court, they can be streaky from three. They're not a bad 3-point shooting team, but they can be streaky. And, it went the Spurs' way this time around. And, for me, I said this last year going into the playoffs. I always thought the Thunder were the best team in the league, but I wasn't sure that they would blow teams out in the playoffs. Yeah. They had that series that went 7 against the Nuggets. I can see this year, hypothetically, like, even if the Thunder win the championship, I could see them going 7 against the Spurs team. I could see them going 7 against the Nuggets again. I think they're historically good, but it's like the margin is like, it's a little smaller than I think maybe Thunder fans think, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, just when you see them blow out teams throughout the course of the regular season, you kind of get the feeling like, oh, it might happen, in the playoffs, but it never goes that way in the playoffs. Playoffs are a different animal,
Yeah.
especially when you're playing against the top teams. Like, there's a reason why they went 7 against Denver, went 7 against the Pacers, even. So, like, it's bound to happen. I was gonna say also, regarding the Spurs, in the first quarter, they missed a lot of open
They missed their
corner
first threes.
threes.
They missed their
Yeah,
first 10 threes.
yeah, like those were a lot, and to me, it's like that's Stan Van Gundy was on the call and was highlighting that because of how much they take away in the paint, the corner threes are going to be open. But the Thunder always do a good job like running out and closing out.
Yeah.
So if you're not hitting those threes, they're like that's goal for them because they end up getting the rebound and
Yeah.
they're run down on the other side. You the things that you run into if you run into a team that has enough consistent shooting in that area and kind of could open it up for you in terms of that. But it was like you said, they missed their first 10 3, and a bunch of them were open.
Yeah.
A bunch of them were open. That could have made a difference for that how big the lead was when the game started out. But the Spurs defense, to me, was like your defense looked completely different in the second half.
Yeah.
It felt like I was at times it felt like I was watching a mirror image of like the Thunder defense in games we were
And
watching.
that's the crazy thing too, because a lot of times when we see like battles on the court, it's like offenses going at each other or one player going after each other. Like today, it was like defense.
This
The
defense.
Thunder were turning them over. The Spurs were turning it was back and forth. I can't say enough about Alex Caruso. That man is a phenomenal. Like,
Man, the couple of plays he had on Wemby, man.
or even that shot
block.
Wemby hit on him.
Yeah, he swiped it down. Yeah.
It was phenomenal defense by Caruso. Like, there's nothing else you can do. The man's just 9 feet taller than you.
Yeah, that was
But
crazy.
overall, man, just a fun game to watch. It makes me excited to watch the Western Conference playoffs because, I just want to see good basketball at the end of the day. So when the
Yes.
playoffs come, I want to see Spurs-Thunder go 7. I want to see Nuggets-Spurs go 7. I want to see Nuggets. I want to see 7-game series everywhere except for the New York Knicks. I want to see the Knicks win in 4.
Well, I want to see the Knicks lose on 3. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want
Outside of that, give me 7, bro. And I think there was some concern from NBA fans about this not being a competitive season because of how good the Thunder have looked. And again, this is one game. The Thunder could rip off 24 straight again, and then we're sitting here like, okay, they're 54-2, talking about how great they are, and they are the best team in the league still, like 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that they're still the best team in the league. But it is nice to see. I guess refreshing to see that they can be tested and they can be beaten because then it makes it feel like there's something to play for, especially as a fan of a team who, has a chance to win their conference this year. I don't want to just root for them to win the conference and then that's it. So
I mean, the scary part about it, I feel like if you're a Thunder fan, it's like losses like this are it's only going to help them be better.
yeah,
Like because they're the type of players and the type of team where they learn from their mistakes. There's a reason why I think when we were watching them in the playoff, they didn't lose 2 games in a row. They adjust really quickly. They're gonna look at this and be like, okay, this is where we messed up, like, and make the subtle changes they need to do, and the teams that are gonna pay for it are the teams you're gonna end up playing after this
Yeah.
game. I can't wait to see the next time the Spurs and the Thunder matchup. I think I want to say it's Christmas. I'm not sure. But I feel like they match up again soon, which
Yeah.
I'm excited about because this was a fantastic game.
This feels like the start of a new rivalry because also like when you talk about the Thunder, you're talking about a team that's just getting started, right? Like this version of the Thunder, I don't think it's gonna be better than next year's version. We're talking about this team being historically good, but I don't even think they've reached their peak yet. And now you're looking at the San Antonio Spurs, and the San Antonio Spurs look like a team that's going to be able to compete with the Thunder for as many years as the Thunder are together. We might be looking at a scenario over, like, hypothetically, the next 10 years. It's like, the Thunder won 4 championships, the Spurs won a couple. Like, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's what it's looking like it might shape out to be if Wemby stays healthy. Also, I do want to commend the Thunder for the way they guarded Wemby. Wemby had an interesting game, I'll say that. But every time he put the ball on the floor, you had like 3 people just going
Crowding
to
him,
steal the basketball from him.
Yeah.
Just attacking every time Wemby dribbled the basketball. And sometimes they turned him over, sometimes it bit him in the ass. But I do think that's probably the smartest way to guard Wemby. You just can't let him get comfortable. He falls over himself like a baby giraffe sometimes when he's trying to move and trying to dribble around players. I think that's the way you guard Wemby. I think you would see more of that, when the Thunder play the Spurs. I think they're going to attack Wemby, and I think they're going to maybe double him once he puts the ball on the floor. But overall, man, just a great game. Fantastic game. We got the Spurs Knicks on Tuesday for the NBA Cup in Las Vegas. Stay tuned for that. Kwab, it's been real. It was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man. And I just wanted to add to the point you just made before about the Spurs. Like, this version of the Spurs team is only going to get better.
Both of them,
because Wemby's going to get better, and these younger players are going to get better. So, yeah, it's been a great night of hoops, man. I'm excited to see the championship game, because I know how I want it to go, but
and the Spurs beat the Thunder 111-109,
no,
advance to the NBA Cup Finals against the New York Knicks. You can follow us over at the Dime NBA.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Josh. He's Kwab. See you Monday for more game recaps. Peace.